said after the Celtics game that you guys lost focus a little bit with the some of the referee calls. I think you guys lost focus tonight.
Yeah.
Due to that or something else?
No, I think it's a trend here. Unfortunate. The referees are the referees. They're going to make calls, good or bad, just the nature of the league. But we can't get calls every time down. So we have to be better. But it's January, the end of January, mentally and physically fatigued, and sometimes you short circuit, and so we have to be better at that as a group. A lot of tees, ejections, so we'll go back and talk about that. But again, that first half, we put ourselves in a good position. In the second half, give them credit, Book got going, and we Channel 5'd them. We did everything we could. We just couldn't stop them.
With Luka in particular, you know he's competitive. You know he runs hot. You know he's going to, has a history of discussions with referees.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage that? How can you get through a game like that?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tim. Don't have an answer. I think we might have jinxed it. Today talking about he hadn't had a tee. Boston has been, it had been a while before Boston, and you could see Boston. He was running hot, and tonight he was running hot. We'll talk to him about it. He's a competitor. He likes to have discussions with the referees, but he has to be better. And as a group, we have to be better. Again, we can't come out of halftime and give up a 40-something quarter against a very good team. It puts too much pressure on your defense, and it puts way too much pressure on your offense when you're not shooting the ball straight. And that's the way it's been here this week.
When Luka loses focus, and is it this when you started coaching this team? Is it similar to then? What Luka is dealing with and the focus that you talk about. Has it improved? Is it different?
No, his focus has improved. His maturity has improved. He's 24 years old. We're asking him to do a lot every night, and he's one that's always up for the challenge. I think giving him grace, that space to be creative, to be that Picasso, the painter that we think he is, and there's going to be nights when he doesn't have enough paint or he has the wrong brush. I mean, it's just he's human. But there's no excuse. We all have to be better. I just think that our mental left us when we went into the locker room, before halftime. I don't know why he got the tee. I was already walking in. But I think just a lot of the chatter, not for Luka, but our whole team, feels like they are owed a call, and we're not a very good team right now, but we can become a really good team if we can focus on the little things.
Grant is also one who engages in a lot of discussions. What do you think about kind of the way that he's interacting with officials?
I think it's a really simple answer. If you look at the great players in this league, they paint the way to how to conduct yourself with the officials, from Kobe to Michael Jordan to Larry Bird. Some of them don't know who those people are. So they need to, as teachers of this game, we have to show them the conduct that will get you the call. Stars were getting the calls in the fourth quarter, not after the jump ball in the first 30 seconds of the game. The game has changed, but some things haven't changed, and the officials understand if you're going to complain, you're not going to get calls. That's just the way it goes. But if you're going to complain, it's only going to come back to haunt you, and it might not get you in that game, but it'll get you in another game. They're human. And so that's just part of the game that the Mavs, as a group, we have to work on.
With Booker, obviously, he went crazy in the third quarter. How much of that is a great shot maker making shots, and how much of that is you guys not executing defensively?
Yeah, we didn't execute anything defensively. I think it also, another lesson learned from Boston to this game is he's efficient. He didn't have to go get it in the first quarter. He was patient. He picked his spot and took advantage of it. So for young players to learn from that, and we can learn from that. But Book was going, and when he gets going, he's one of the best at the mid-range and getting to the basket, and then being able to get off the ball. I thought he did a really good job of getting off the ball when he was double-teamed, and then the ball found him.
Luka mentioned that when your guys' defense puts in the right amount of effort for a whole game, you're really hard to beat, and that's been true this season. But then when you don't have it, you have the 44-point swing that we had tonight. How do you either change the defense so it's not just totally relying on that, or get them to put that effort in?
Yeah, it's hard when you're playing these many minutes with minute restrictions, injuries. You know, you're running these guys hot. You're running Luka hot, and Kai scratches. So one of your best players is out, and so you have to insert, and so things change. Someone's preparation changes from coming off the bench to starting, and so again, we gotta be pros. Next man up. We weren't good enough tonight. Give credit to the Suns, but it comes down to effort. Luka's right. It's really simple. If you give the effort, good things will happen. That doesn't guarantee that you're going to win, but it gives you an opportunity, and that's all you can ask for. And we just didn't do that tonight.
Are you still looking for that defensive leader on that side of the ball?
Yeah, he's somewhere out there.
Not on a different team?
No, he's on our team. It just, we are not consistent. We have role players who have to play at a high level. That's just the nature of our roster. It is. We got guys who are making minimums that are playing at a high level. We stretched them here in the first half of the season, and they're going to make mistakes and they're going to miss shots. But we're going to keep encouraging them to continue to keep taking those open shots, and at some point they're going to bounce back. But they played a lot of minutes, these guys, and so we just got to understand that, and we got to stay together and keep fighting.
Dante Exum returned after a couple weeks of being injured. What did you see from him tonight?
He was good. They were all good. He was fine. He was minus like everybody else. So yeah, he was good. No, he didn't get hurt.